Guys, Master here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today, earlier on the JP Dokkan, we got our first official teaser for the anniversary. I did make a video going over that. Of course, it has the Flow Hero song in it, so it got copyright claim, so part of the video, I think, where the trailer plays is now muted, but you can go ahead and check it out over on their Twitter page. Now, the teaser, as we showed in that video itself, basically only shows clips from Realm of Gods. It has a clip of Beerus at the end, talking about Goku, like, awakening and God Key, that kind of thing. So, a lot of people have been speculating about what this means for the anniversary, because I'd planned to make this video for today anyway, because I think we were expecting a teaser about the anniversary either today or tomorrow. So I was hoping to get this video up, like now, as it goes up, and then potentially see the teaser tomorrow to see if I was on the right track. But after seeing the teaser this morning, I actually don't think that it kind of takes away from what I was thinking in terms of my prediction for the anniversary anyway. So I did mention it in that teaser video breakdown. I also mentioned it on Twitter, but I do think that the anniversary theme is going to be something along the lines of like the super movies or superheroes, or it's going to have the connection be like God Key, with all the power, like, you know, the levels of God, the levels beyond, like the mortal realm, stuff like that. Because technically UI is obviously not considered like a god form, right? It's technically an ability. It's not on Power Beyond Super Saiyan. Like the angels use it, the gods of destruction use it. So it's not directly related to Super Saiyan God in the same way that like Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken or Blue Evolution are. So there is, I guess, the slightly more strenuous link to superheroes when we consider that the entire teaser is around Battle of Gods, showing off this physical Goku, the tech Vegeta. And as someone pointed out when I tweeted out that video, this guy is not on superheroes because he is the movie God Goku. So he's on movie heroes, he's not on superheroes. But I mean, the thing is, I feel like they would have showed that guy because he's the best God Goku animations wise. He had a proper like trailer and all that kind of stuff, whereas like some of the other God Gokus, like the LR, is from the series retelling of Battle of Gods. So he is on superheroes. So even though the God Goku they show is the physical one, God Goku does still have a link to superheroes, even if it's not the physical one specifically. So when it comes to what I think that the worldwide, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. When I think about what the anniversary should be, I think that we are going to be looking at getting 2 of 3 specific major headline units. And obviously, you know, that will have been spoiled by the thumbnail, so you already know who I'm going to say. But the first one I want to talk about here is Gogeta. So tying in with either the superheroes theme or the movies theme that we could take away from the potential God Goku teaser as well as the fact that, you know, he goes blue, so we're still talking about God Key and the forms, the God forms of Super Saiyan, is a Gogeta, because it's been a while since we got the last new Gogeta unit, and of course, I mean, I guess technically you can count the tech 7th anniversary gods, right? They fuse into Gogeta in their active skill, but they don't count as a new Gogeta unit. And of course, we still don't actually have in the game a standalone Blue Gogeta. So I think LR Blue Gogeta as a standalone unit is absolutely a character that is anniversary worthy. Anniversary has usually been, you know, Goku and Vegeta in some way, shape or form, or fusions. This is something I mentioned in the teaser earlier, that certain characters are on that level of hype that I feel like they could be the headline units for an anniversary. Other units could still be, but we've got to think about it more from the terms of what does Dokkan and the people who make these choices, who do they consider to be the characters hype enough to carry an anniversary celebration, right? And Blue Gogeta is absolutely up there. Now, people have said in the past, you know, what else can we get for Blue Gogeta animation-wise? Obviously, with some of the animations that the other versions of him have, getting new updated versions of those is always a possibility. But of course, we did see the Vegito Blue from the worldwide download celebration. Whilst he is on the Future Saga, and he is obviously very much supposed to be the Vegito Blue from that arc, he has a Dokkan original 18 key super attack animation that was not in the show, right? It wasn't in one of the episodes, it wasn't in the manga. So even if we get a Blue Gogeta who is supposed to be the Blue Gogeta from the Broly movie, like he's on Movie Heroes, on Superheroes, he absolutely could have a Dokkan original super attack or active skill animation. And if you think about it, if they're going to start doing some more of these Dokkan original animations where they're putting some extra time and funding into making these units, then the anniversary is the perfect place to do that because it's the biggest celebration of the year. So a new Blue Gogeta, I think, is definitely up there as one of the picks. I don't necessarily think he is the most likely, but for me, I think it's the one I want the most, because the other character I think is probably slightly more likely than him is the one that I would want less than him, just because of my overall enjoyment of the character and like the arc that he comes from. But yeah, we literally don't have a standalone Blue Gogeta. We have the LR that transforms from base. We have the TUR that transforms from Super Saiyan. So getting a standalone Blue Gogeta would be very hype for the anniversary, in my opinion. However, when we look at the Battle of Gods thing, we can't really tie it directly to superheroes, but we can tie it to Goku awakening his powers, God Ki, the like constant evolution of like the god forms and stuff like that. So obviously another real big speculation is that we will get a new UI Goku. Now, it's not super hard to make this connection, not only to some of the stuff that we've seen already, but the fact that we basically know, unless they do decide to change the pattern from the last 2 years, that this guy, the AGL UI Goku, is getting an Easy A this year during the anniversary. Now, they could still give him an Easy A even if the anniversary had nothing to do with UI or the Tournament of Power or anything like that, just because they have established the trend of doing the, you know, anniversary LRs from the previous years as an Easy A for the anniversary. But it definitely would make a lot more sense for this guy and Blue Evolution Vegeta to get their Easy A's if one of the new headliners for the anniversary was a new Ultra Instinct Goku. Now, the way I could see them doing this is we already have this guy, right, who just starts off straight away as the Whitehead Ultra Instinct Goku. And then we do have the LR as well as the Int base form version of the Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. So what I could imagine us seeing here for the new Goku for the anniversary, a new UI Goku, is either the UI Sign, like this guy, that transforms into the Whitehead Ultra Instinct, or we could even see a Super Saiyan Blue Goku who then transforms into UI Sign. Because for me personally, I like UI Sign more than the white hair. I liked the idea that Ultra Instinct was this cool technique with a cool aura. He does get silver eyes, but like his hair doesn't change color. I really liked it. And then when this debuted, I was really disappointed that like Ultra Instinct got another power up and it was just another hair color change, which, you know, is a common thing in Dragon Ball, but is one of the big things that people meme and joke and complain about, right? So UI Sign, I always thought was really, really hype. So I would prefer if it was just a UI Sign Goku. If it's UI Sign that transforms into the full UI, that would be cool. And if it's Blue Goku that transforms into Sign, or even straight up to the Whitehead version, that would be pretty cool as well. So a UI Goku, I think, is definitely on the cards. Like I say, we know this guy's going to get an Easy A. And then this guy, I guess, potentially will get an Easy A as well. Because he came out before this guy. So with him basically being guaranteed to Easy A during the anniversary, it would be slightly strange if this guy did not get one as well. So hopefully we do see an Easy A for him during the anniversary as well. And then with a new UI Goku, we're going to have 3 very strong LRs like to run together. So that would be very good. And of course, this guy's going to get his Easy A as well. He needs a lot of work for sure. But yeah, it would be very good to see his Easy A be very strong. The other thing I was thinking, of course, is the fact that we could technically get another unit that is similar to like these guys, right? Where we have the 2 of them together. One of the units that I'd been thinking about earlier on in the, you know, as we were getting towards the end of last year, thinking about anniversary predictions and stuff like that, was a UI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta, like dual unit, which of course, that being an anniversary headline unit then goes perfectly hand in hand with those 2 standalone units from the 6th year anniversary getting their Easy A, and then the new unit for the 9th anniversary is them both together on the same card. So whilst I do still think that could be a thing, because I mean, even though he isn't a god in the video, the teaser does show the clips of Vegeta as well, right? It shows the tech side banner unit Vegeta, so maybe that is building towards the hint being Goku and Vegeta like powering up in order to fight back against these new godly characters, because there are multiple ways you can interpret the theme, right? Even if the hint isn't just straight up God Key, it literally could be the theme from the teaser being Goku and Vegeta, like I say, powering up to fight back against characters who are in those realms of the gods, because, you know, Vegeta obviously doesn't actually accomplish much, but by powering up in the That's My Bulma scene, he is able to actually push back Beerus. So even, I guess you could say, that was the very first step towards what would then eventually be like Super Saiyan Blue evolution in the Tournament of Power, right? Him getting this new power up, being in the realm of the gods themselves. So yeah, this could be something we see. These guys definitely could do with an Easy A as well. So I'm definitely not ruling out a UI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta together. I think that would be super cool. So let me know what you guys think about that down below. And then, of course, the other thing that we are hoping to see, a lot of stuff is going to remain speculation only until we see the next teaser. Because I was thinking we might get multiple, right? ROF into, Battle of Gods we've already had, into Resurrection of F, into Broly movie maybe, into Superhero, something like that. But I think someone was saying, I've seen a few people say now actually on Twitter, that for the anniversary there's usually only 2 teasers, right? Last year we got one of GT and then one of the Buu Saga. So we could get the other teaser just being revolved around who the other unit is going to be, and that teaser could be something like superhero movie related, or even I saw somebody post we could have, imagine if the teaser was Gohan awakening into Super Saiyan 2 against Cell from the Cell Saga, all as a hint towards finally getting a playable Beast Gohan in Dokkan. Now, obviously this comes with a certain amount of cope and a certain amount of like almost desperation at this point. Like, why is Dokkan the only game that doesn't have a playable Beast Gohan? But yeah, Beast Gohan being one of the anniversary headliners is something that I really, really want to see. Like, the fact that they haven't done it yet, I think is pretty crazy and could be an indication that they were saving it for the anniversary. And the fact, as I said earlier and in the teaser video, I feel like only certain characters are at that level that can carry the hype for an anniversary. And Goku and Vegeta and fusions are things that we've seen repeatedly. But I genuinely feel like Beast Gohan is up there, especially if he is the first playable Beast Gohan in Dokkan. He has really, really good animations. Even he could have like a Dokkan original, because of course this guy with his active skill, basically the active skill being the transformation and the special beam cannon, is almost everything Gohan even does in the movie is already in the game on this card. So he could have an original animation as well. Obviously we have him tanking the punch and then the kick, which could be like a counter or something. But yeah, standalone Beast Gohan. And going back to what I was saying about the teaser, actually thinking about it in terms of like, this is where they started and then we get up to, you know, these powerful god forms or UI or Blue Evolution and stuff like that. Again, the teaser for this could be Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 against Cell, and then in a similar vein to the Battle of Gods teaser being the start of what leads up to the final forms from like Dragon Ball Super. That could be seen as the first step to Gohan then of course becoming Beast Gohan against Cell Max. So if the next teaser is Gohan awakening into Super Saiyan 2 against Cell, or is just straight up a superhero teaser, then I feel like that's we're looking at Beast Gohan as one of the other side banner units, one of the other main headline unit. And then, of course, the God Goku one, I still think it can go in a couple of ways, right? It can be God Key or like the God Awakening type thing. So it could go all the way up to UI. It could be movies, and then technically could still be Blue Gogeta, although I think it'd be a weird choice, I suppose, for them to start with that specifically as the teaser, and then it build up to Blue Gogeta. It could still be tied to superheroes, like we said, even though that is Battle of Gods is technically a Z movie, and those characters are not on superheroes, the ones they show in the teaser. Other God Gokus are. And of course, you know, even just Battle of Gods being the awakening into God Key is enough to kind of tie it into Super, because that is the main forms that get used all throughout Super, right? So there are a lot of different options, but for me personally, and it still could be something completely different, of course, don't get me wrong. But for me, the big prediction is that the main headliners are going to be 2 out of those 3, right? It's either going to be a standalone Blue Gogeta, a new standalone UI Goku of some way, shape or form, and then a new, well, the first actual Beast Gohan. Now, the other thing to think about, of course, is what will the Part 2 units be? Because the side banner units, there's a bunch of different options that we could pick depending on what they do decide to go for. Beast Gohan having like a standalone Orange Piccolo as the side banner unit would be kind of cool. Obviously, as long as they do him justice and actually make him a good banner unit. I think after LR Piccolo being the best unit in the game for so long, people would be very disappointed if the first standalone Orange Piccolo was a side banner unit and wasn't very good. And then obviously if it's a standalone UI Goku, the banner unit could be a Vegeta. There's a whole bunch of different options for things it could be. But the Part 2 LR is where the question draws in, you know, that has to fit this theme as well. Now, if we start from Gohan, because we've just been talking about superhero, we obviously don't have a playable Cell Max in the game, right? Like, this is the in-game card, like, details, I guess, quote-unquote, because he has no passive or anything, for the Cell Max boss. And we've just seen JP release a standalone Hirudegarn. So we know they are willing to do these massive characters now as actual standalone cards. So Cell Max definitely could be one of the Part 2 LRs if Beast Gohan was the Part 1. I know a lot of people wouldn't be super hyped for this, but I do think, you know, we need as many villain buffs as we can get. He's on movie bosses, Battle of Fate, Androids, like those. Androids has gotten some great buffs lately, so him being a super good unit and being on that team would actually be pretty useful. He's most likely going to have big bad bosses, so it'll be some pretty big buffs for those teams. Whilst a lot of people might not be hyped about a standalone Cell Max card, I think he would be good for the game and for some of these villain teams. Because really the only other option for a Part 2 LR, I feel like, if it's going to be Beast Gohan in Part 1, is going to be the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 combo card that I know we've all been waiting for since they started bringing superhero stuff into the game. Imagine having these two as a joined forces character. They have the active skill where Gamma 2 does the sacrifice attack. I think it's called the Core Breaker. Does a huge amount of damage, like, you know, guaranteed crit, disables enemy action or whatever, and then the card reverts to being just a Gamma 1 once Gamma 2 has sacrificed himself. I think that would be an awesome Part 2 LR, but of course it would not be a buff for villains. But considering the last anniversary was 4 super type units, I guess we could say that it's definitely in the realms of possibility for this to be one of the Part 2 LRs. And then of course, if it's not going to be Beast Gohan, well, or even if it is Beast Gohan, if the other unit is Blue Gogeta, then of course we have the ability to finally get, just like getting our first standalone Blue Gogeta, we could finally get our first standalone full power Broly. It's been a while since we've had a new Broly card, so getting a standalone LR full power Broly I think would be really good. He's on a lot of teams. Being a Saiyan, like, he can be put into some of these teams even with the superclass Saiyan units and still be very good. It's one of the only advantages to the epic fumble of Broly not having big bad bosses on any of his units, is at least then it's kind of easier to run him with a bunch of other Super Saiyans, because most of them don't have big bad bosses either. Now, this of course is like giga copium, but remember that for the anniversary for the 7th year, they took the unit Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the fusion from the LR Super Saiyan 4s, and they gave him Saiyan Raw, despite the fact no other Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta unit had ever had Saiyan Raw. So if they did make Broly an anniversary LR, there is always the possibility that someone decides finally to actually give a Broly unit big bad bosses. But even if he doesn't have it, right, still the potential for a Part 2 LR full power Broly to be very, very good. The only thing that kind of draws a blank here for, I say draws a blank, there's a very obvious choice, but again, for me, it's not super hype. If the Part 2, if one of the Part 1 main LRs is going to be UI Goku, then obviously the Part 2 being like a new Jiren would be, I guess, where we would go for this. But the problem is, like, we already have an LR full power Jiren, so I guess the LR could be just Jiren who transforms into full power. And it makes sense to go with a UI Goku, just from a personal perspective. I do not like Jiren as a character. That would be super unhyped for me. I genuinely I genuinely think that I would be more hyped for a Cell Max card than a Jiren. I know that might sound crazy to some people, but at least it helps out villain teams, right? So, I don't know. So yeah, part 2, I mean, that could be up in the air. Part 2 could have a different theme, right? I mean, the theme of the first one was kind of the Spirit Bomb for the 8th year, and then the part 2 characters were based around the opening animations. So the part 1 could be UI, Goku, and Beast Gohan, and then part 2 could end up being like Namek, Goku, and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, because it's like their first big awakenings or something, right? So who knows at this point what it could be. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What do you make of the teaser trailer? What if you had to make an estimate right now, your prediction for the anniversary, what do you think it will be? I personally would love to see it be Blue Gogeta and then Beast Gohan. I think that would be an awesome choice for the anniversary, with the part 2 being Cell Max and then the Full Power Broly. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.